Okay, so now, are we still down for the game? Do we want to save the game?
It's up to you.
You the boss.
You're Mona. Well, I'm Mona, actually, but you're Angela, so.
That makes him. This one over here, Tony Danza. Yeah,
I am 100% Tony Danza.
You are 100% that Danza.
You don't dance enough for us.
I feel like I do.
Okay, that's fair. That actually is fair. You don't. That's what I'm thinking about it.
We did a thing where we wanted to pair off the drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race season 15 with matching musicals from this season. You see, there's 15 musicals this season, plus the Tony Awards themselves, as well as 16 amazing ladies in the season 15 crew. And we put together just like a little list of who might go in each one. And I'm pretty excited. So I think, should I go first, guys?
I mean, are we going to go play by play and each give our...
I figured we were going play by play.
Yeah.
Okay. So then...
yes, I'm going to have to look up each one because my list is queen by queen. But that's okay. This won't be that hard.
So to start with Anne Juliet, because I definitely did also do it queen by queen. I put Sugar. Oh no, you're fine.
I put Sugar too, and I'll tell you. I bet you did the same one for Spice that I did.
I was just like, you know what, Sugar, you are just the right kind of cute little queer for this show. Yep. You could come in and be like, "Where my ding-a-ling at, Romeo? Where my ding-a-ling at?" And
this kind of sucks. You kind of suck. This is great. You're great. Like, it's the vibe is exactly correct and the same. Sugar doing a cover of Kesha's Blow that is completely ill-advised on every level works for me.
You get that.
The cast recording one does not, people. So anyway, I actually love this one, and I will be campaigning for it to happen.
Kevo, I see you've weighed in with the same vote.
Yeah, I was getting ready for the broadcast, so I only had to do my homework on this one, and so I was like, I'll let them talk me into any of that ones that I don't have strong feelings on. And you know, I'd considered Sugar for this for sure, Amethyst as well. You know, like the fun, silly queens. But yeah, I definitely think Sugar is probably the better one for this.
Now, for Almost Famous,
our music.
I actually, for Almost Famous, I put Spice here because...
Oh, wow, we have a different Spice pick. Okay.
I thought Spice would be like, I'm almost famous. Pick me.
Oh, I like that. I do.
So I love the idea of the fundamental misunderstanding of the assignment on Spice's part. For me, I chose Mistress because I feel like a role like Penny Lane or a groupie or somebody who is just like considered hot for kind of like just doing nothing but being a lady would just really work. I also, you know, I loved like to challenge the convention of like what a groupie is and who's hot by having a big girl, somebody who would be traditionally told she's not attractive, just to be kind of the boss bitch of all the girls. I thought that'd be really fun. I wanted to give her kind of a high profile one befitting her station. So my pick for Almost Famous was Mistress.
You know what? I really like all of that. So I'm gonna also, especially for just, you know, lack of really any better idea of what to do with her, I really get where I feel like she would really match the energy of that type of story and everyone being a little bit me first, even with a huge amount of softness underneath it.
Now, for Bad Cinderella, I said there's only one little queen who could do that. And that's, of course, Cinderella herself, Marsha. I just didn't think anybody else represented Andy Lloyd Webby the way that Andy Lolo Webby, the way Marsha could.
So I kind of feel like Bad Cinderella and Juliet are the same thing. So I chose Spice for this one because, you know, she has to have the one with bad in the name because she's the bad Bratz doll. I feel like, you know, I mean, she could take any of the roles. I feel like Stepsister is probably right where we want Spice in this particular situation, but like I see a lot of possibilities. Of all of these shows, this one I really did have the most. And Nico, when you said it, I immediately realized I actually maybe did not dislike any of the music, but maybe did dislike all of the lyrics.
Yes.
And so just that aspect of it, I was really like Sugar and Spice in these two shows that you know, are spins on a classic tale that have an aspect of them that's really cool, but are like also face planting in a way, is just like, this is the twins at their most twin. Let's do it.
Okay, I see that. I think I am going to go with Miss Selena S. Titties.
Ooh.
Because I am trying to imagine someone who could perhaps elevate the work with their energy. I think it's something she matches the energy of, especially like how bombastic she can be. And I think that the emotion that she has would really also soften a lot of what is sort of caustic in Bad Cinderella.
I'll tell you what else. It would be fascinating to give the entire cast a Latinx bent. And
absolutely.
maybe even to let that filter into the production and the music a little bit.
Yeah, I think that would probably add a lot more to it, to something that really just sort of ended up feeling like, you made it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, for the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise. What, honey?
I'm
I
just
don't even
laughing.
know. What do you?
Oh no, I have an answer. I even got specific. I've cast a person in the role.
Okay.
In the role of old Neil Diamond, I've cast Mistress.
You're so mean.
I'm locking that in for you.
You are the worst. Would you like to expound on that decision at all, Nico?
No.
Okay.
I honestly think she would hate it. I think she would.
I definitely think she would hate it.
I want to hear her sing Sweet Caroline.
I love that. I gave it to Princess Poppy. I feel like she'd be really camp about it and
Very white.
Very white. I feel like I'm kind of punishing her, you know, like give us more and we'll give you more. But also I feel like it would be one of those things where she would just do something really camp and funny and caustic, and it would be like she'd be like photo bombing this musical in a way that I think would be really funny.
Yeah. I wasn't sure on this one. Who do you even? But then I also, when I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I guess Princess Poppy would be a good one for Beautiful Noise. Like you said, she would camp it up or something. Yeah. Who else to even give it to?
Yeah.
I think Amethyst would really embody like the odd teenagerness of Kimberly Akimbo.
That's a good one.
She would really like give over to that sweetness, that childhood fun. And I would love to see Amethyst shine in that.
I gave it to Selena because I feel like the kids have a little bit of a bad kid bent to them, but with a ton of heart and a lot of sweetness and a lot of love for each other.
Yo, it's okay that you got progeria.
Yes, that is nailed it. I also wanted to give her one that I felt like had some prestige and hype I think she can't sing. She did rap her song, but I want to believe that like when she gets it, she goes and gets voice lessons, and it turns out has a really beautiful voice. And she also Amethyst is a good. It's funny, like a lot of them don't feel like they could play teens, even the ones that seem young to me. Selena definitely seems older, but when I was looking at the cast, it's in that way where I'm like, but she could play a teen in this musical because that's how you do it.
Yeah.
She just felt right.
I hadn't really been sure what to do with Amethyst. I, thought about a few different places for her, but yeah, I really think, apart from maybe Bad Cinderella and Juliet, I think Kimberly Akimbo really matches her energy well. Yeah.
It's the song that I listened to about the girl who's like, this is all the ways that like committed fraud to stay alive. And I was like, I feel like Selena's titties could sing that song really well.
I feel like she's done it. Yeah.
Now I'm worried that this one maybe is a little too on the nose, and I don't want to get any.
I think it's kind of the only option.
I do think it might be a problem if you don't put Aura on K-pop.
Yeah, I mean, she did Kill This Love. Like, I mean, come on, guys. Like, write in and give us a better option. You're racist.
For me, it's specifically the energy that she serves with her performances are very acrobatic and rigid and on the beat and intense and physical, and that's a lot more what I feel embodies K-pop. Absolutely.
Now, for New York, I had a hard time with this one, and I don't disagree with the casting. I did, but I gave this one to Jax, and
same.
It's because I thought that she could do a really good, thick New York kind of style dance, like a real heavy foot, a real outdoor energy, something very befitting of like the jazz of Candor and Ebb.
She moves very jazz-like, absolutely.
And I thought that she could really embody New York. The problem is I don't really see her at the moment as like a powerful scene-stealing center of the stage actress. So it's a little hard to put her in New York, but I see her in that very, Sid Charisse, I'm the dancer girl kind of role.
I mean, that's just the game. So, but yeah.
So I was not going to give her what she wanted and give Marsha Into the Woods, but I did want to give her something befitting of a New York queen who is really into theater and who is well trained. This was it for me. This felt like a really good place for her that she would think was not what she wanted, but then she ended up excelling at.
For Marsha?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, given the source material and who has played the role in the past, I think this is a real star vehicle for a talented person who's motivated. So, I want to recognize that she is a talented person who's motivated, but I also want to recognize she's probably a brat and probably wanted Into the Woods, and I'm not giving her that.
Now, I did give someone what they wanted for this next one. I just kind of felt like Malaysia was the right person to put in Shucked, so that whether it's lip syncing, independently owned, or performing it, this way we're sure that a big, beautiful black woman is playing that role, and it's not going to be Lucy. So I said Malaysia, Baby Doll Fox.
Yeah, I think same, probably. It's a tough one because it's really good.
Yeah, I gave it to Lux. Lux is one of the few that has shown any ability to sing. And I feel like with real vocal training for whatever motivation, Lux could really sing. I thought this was a play that had really solid roles for a black woman. And this is another one where I'm like, I know you want one that's fashion, but I'm not giving you that. I'm giving you the one where ultimately I think you will shine in ways that would shock people. And it might not be your first choice, but I think you would be the biggest success at this one. And I think you're really talented. So I want to give you one that speaks to your talent.
I get that.
That's actually why I gave Lux the lead in Some Like It Hot.
Which I love. I think makes perfect sense. And actually is probably a better choice than mine. I gave Some Like It Hot to Jax.
I really, that's where I also could have seen Jax going. Yeah.
Yep. I thought, I don't know quite what the choreography is between the two, New York, or Some Like It Hot, but I knew that it should be a queen of color. I think it should be somebody who like Amber Ruffin can look at and be like, yes. And I felt like just Jax's ability to move and embody really spoke to me.
I gave it to Robin because I really feel like Robin got such an unfair edit this season, and she was always so sweet and had this really lovely energy that I think would bring something really wonderful to the lead of this. And so that's just sort of where it jumped out at me. Another person that I had down for it originally was Selena, because I think that she also can show such a vulnerability when she chooses to. She can either be incredibly crass or she can be incredibly vulnerable, like in her lip sync for That's What I Want. So it would really depend on the energy that you brought to it, and I think that Robin would probably be a safer bet then.
Well, and that's why I put Robin in 1776. I thought with this, very gender flipped, racially reconstructed 1776, Robin carries herself with such a dignity that really does become a political figure. And so I felt Robin was the choice for 1776.
Yep. I chose Robin as well for exactly the reasons that you said. I also felt like it was potentially a chance to really costume beautifully. And I think that is a place that Robin has really shined. I just thought, like, if this is what they're going for anyway, where they are trying to gender flip, to race flip, to give us actors that we wouldn't normally see, this would be a place where like her gravitas and her, dignity and kindness would really come into play.
I, only know so much about 1776, but I find it to be very, dramatic and, bombastic in that way. So in thinking of what I would find entertaining and who I think would take this role incredibly seriously in a way that I would very much enjoy, I had to go with Lucy. I would probably enjoy seeing that.
I love that. I think I can see it.
So for Dancin, for me, the choice here was Anitra. She's such a good dancer. I would just want to see her skills as a dancer celebrated. Not that I don't think she's an actress, but I just don't know. And I'm much more suited to seeing her dance.
Yeah, no, it was that simple. I want her doing Fosse choreography. Please. Thank you immediately. That's a done deal for me.
There's so many of these people that I keep forgetting people, and I keep being like, fuck, I'm gonna have to find a person for that person. But I'm gonna go with who I originally thought of for this, which is Lux of all people.
No, I think that's another really good choice.
Anitra is a better dancer, but I think that Lux has a very unique physicality.
Yep.
With the shape of her body and the way that she moves in a way that I would be a lot more fascinated to see how she would do in Dancin, as opposed to anything I ever go see Anitra in for the rest of my life. I fully believe I am going to absolutely get my money's worth, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Fosse choreography also isn't super difficult. So Anitra's obviously the more skilled dancer, but Lux isn't bad, as we saw. I think she could kill all of the dancing, and the sort of fashion component of a Fosse stage show would really be good for Lux. I think you nailed that one.
Mm-hmm.
For this next one, for Camelot, I have Poppy down. It was just sort of like I had no one left, and Poppy's Guinevere. Sorry.
I for Camelot did Irene. I thought she would speak really well to the costuming. And you know, we didn't see enough of her to really see what her like acting chops are or anything, but like Irene in a Sorkin joint somehow, I don't know, it could work.
I'm gonna give this one to Marcia. You know, very similar vibes to Into the Woods, but a lot more classical.
I actually gave the role of the witch in Into the Woods to Irene. I thought,
wow,
that
you're
would keep her
kind.
from cursing me.
Because she's an alien swamp witch. She's alien spooky.
That would be good.
I gave it to Malaysia. I thought makeup. You know, I wanted to give her, I know that's her thing. I thought she could do really interesting and unique makeup. And I thought, you know, it's a perfect place for a young Black queen to be that we wouldn't normally see one that would be kind of a positive disruptor.
So I realized I had backed myself into a conundrum where I was going to end up with Spice as the host. Because I was going to say I'd love to see Anitra as the witch, as pretty much anything. So instead I'm going to toss Spice in here because you know what? A really dopey Red Riding Hood or something like that. I think she could probably pull that off with her little prance.
As like a Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Okay. Not just because I'm a big fan, but I gave Lucy Parade. And it's because I genuinely believe Lucy would take it too seriously. And you need to take Parade too seriously.
Yeah.
So I gave Parade to Lucy.
I gave it to Amethyst off the assumption that she's Jewish. I still don't know that we know that for sure. But if that's right, nailed it. And if it's wrong, I'm the problem. So Amethyst, either way, you're great.
This is actually where I was going to put Irene. I think she gives such dramatic vibes. I would be interested to see what she could bring to that.
I'm sorry, did we all save Sasha Colby for Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd?
No.
My alternate for that would be Lucy, though. That was something that I came to, where I was like, my alternate as a Mrs. Lovett for Sweeney Todd would definitely be Lucy.
Mine
I think I'd prefer
Lucy.
Sasha. Okay.
Lucy has shown that she is committed to horror.
Yeah, I get that.
She is committed to being over the top. And she would thrive in a role where you can do it if you can't sing well. If you can, it's a whole other thing. But you can make the role work if you can embody, like, especially like horror, if you can embody that type of woman, but you can't necessarily sing the best.
Helen and Bottom Carter disagrees.
Master of the house. Okay. No, Sasha Colby is of course the host.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a great selection. I think I ultimately, by picking Spice where I did, ended up with Anitra, who also would be great host, fun energy.
She would do an incredible rap like Ariana DeBose.
Yeah.
I have Selena Estides hosting for that reason.
She was high on my list too. I think that's a great choice.
Host. Yep.
Wow, this was so much fun, guys. I loved this.
Yeah.
Now, we have some amazing broadcasts coming your way. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m., we're doing a rundown of how everything is changing.